Lythe Pillay, just 23 years old, a quarter-miler from Johannesburg, 2 world championships in a row, and he could not even reach the individual final. Then everything changed. Michael Johnson's relay split had stood strong for 33 years. Nobody could touch it. Nobody could beat it. Lythe Pillay just smashed it to pieces. So how does this happen? How does a guy who can't make an individual final suddenly run the greatest relay leg the sport has ever seen? Let's break it down. Lythe Pillay came into the world on February 25, 2003 in South Africa. He grew up in Johannesburg, raised by his mom Beverly in a simple, humble home. He picked up running back in primary school, but here's the thing, he wasn't some instant superstar. His coaches did not rush him. No shortcuts, no pressure, just slow, steady growth built for the long run. And it worked. At age 15, he clocked 46.76 seconds in the 400 meters. At 16, he dropped to 46.26. By 18, he broke through with 45.53. Step by step, no drama, just pure, steady progress. Then 2022 hit, and everything sped up fast. At the World Athletics Under-20 Championships in Cali, Colombia, Lythe Pillay grabbed gold in the men's 400 meters. And get this, he had been sick and hurt earlier that same year. He ran 46.02 in the heats, then 45.61 in the semis. In the final, he chased down Jamaican rival Shemar Uder and blew past him at the end, crossing in 45.28 seconds. World Junior Champion. And he kept climbing from there. He ran for South Africa at the Tokyo Olympics, then again at Paris 2024. He took gold at the World University Games in Germany in July 2025. And in April 2024, he smashed his personal best, 44.31 seconds. That made him the second fastest South African ever in the 400 meters. Only one man stood ahead of him, Wade van Niekerk, and his world record of 43.03 seconds. Off the track, this guy's studying accounting for his business degree. His uncle once told him something that stuck with him forever. Never put a ceiling on yourself. Compete against the aliens, he said. And that mindset never left him. Here's a student balancing spreadsheets by day and racing like he has nothing to lose. But on the big stage, alone, things had not gone his way yet. At the 2024 Paris Olympics, he got knocked out in the 400-meter semifinals. 1 year later, at the 2025 World Championships, same story. Semifinals, done. The individual final kept slipping just out of reach. Then 2026 came and he walked in undefeated in the 400 meters. Something big was coming. And the relay, that's where Pillay always turned into a different animal. Back at the 2021 World Athletics Relays in Silesia, Poland, at just 18 years old, he ran the fastest opening leg of the entire competition, 45.76 seconds, on a cold, windy night, pushing South Africa into the final and locking in Olympic qualification. Coaches watching saw something rare, a relay runner with guts and control all at once, a guy who runs faster exactly when everyone is counting on him. To really get what Lythe Pillay just did, you need to know the record he wiped out. August 22, 1993, Stuttgart, Germany, World Athletics Championships. Team USA's 4x4 relay squad stepped on the track with one goal. Andrew Valmont started things off. Quincy Watts ran leg 2. Butch Reynolds ran leg 3, and closing it out, Michael Johnson. Johnson was already one of the best quarter-milers alive. He would later win gold in both the 200 and 400 at the 1996 Atlanta Games. He would set the 400-meter world record at 43.18 seconds in 1999. But that night in Stuttgart, on the anchor leg of a relay, he did something nobody had ever seen, and nobody would see again for 33 straight years. He ran 42.94 seconds, the fastest relay leg ever recorded, the only relay leg ever timed under 43 seconds. It carried Team USA to a world record time of 2 minutes 54.29 seconds, a mark that still stands as the 4x400 world record today. Compare that to Paris 2024, where Team USA ran 2 minutes 54.43 seconds, the second fastest ever. Their anchor, Rai Benjamin, ran 43.13. Matthew Hudson-Smith of Great Britain ran 43.00. Letsila Tebogo ran 43.04 for Botswana. The fastest men alive in an Olympic final, and not one of them could touch Johnson's number. 43.00 versus 42.94 looks small on paper, but across 33 years of racing, that gap became massive. Records kept falling everywhere else in the sport. Johnson's number never budged. It stopped feeling like a record. It started feeling like a wall, solid, untouchable. Until now. The 2026 World Athletics Relays in Gaborone, Botswana was already a historic night before the starting gun ever fired. The 8th edition of this event, and the very first time it had ever touched African soil. Botswana National Stadium packed full, a home crowd hungry for a win, and Botswana gave them a stacked lineup. Their men's 4x400 squad might be the most loaded team outside of Team USA. Letsila Tebogo, Olympic 200-meter champion from Paris 2024, Colin Kebina-Chipi, the reigning 400-meter world champion, both lacing up. South Africa lined up right across from them. Menzi Mthembokulu opened, Lythe Pillay ran leg 2, Lender Kotsi More ran leg 3, Zakithi anchored. Lesita Epang opened for Botswana, handing off to Tebogo at 44.26. The Olympic champion powered down the backstraight, smooth and fast, clocking 43.50. But even that wasn't enough. He couldn't hold the lead. Pillay was coming for him. On leg 2, Pillay chased down Tebogo near the end of the backstraight and blew right past him. His split? 42.66 seconds, the fastest relay leg this event has ever seen. He didn't just break Johnson's record, he smashed it by 28 hundredths of a second. That crowd came to cheer on Botswana. Instead, they watched the South African accounting student tear apart one of the toughest records in sprinting history. And here's the wild part. Going into that race, Pillay's best individual 400-meter time was 44.31 seconds. His relay split, 42.66. That's 1.65 seconds faster than anything he had ever run solo. A gap so huge that even top athletics analysts had to stop and rethink what they just saw. Let'sRun.com, one of the most trusted voices in the sport, described Pillay as a considerable talent, but acknowledged he is not the sort of guy you would expect to run the fastest 4x400 split in history. His personal best was 44.31. He crashed out in the World Championship semifinals, and then he ran 42.66. Yes, a flying start makes relay legs faster than solo races, but this gap goes way beyond normal. Johnson's 42.94 held for 3 decades because nobody got close. Pillay blew past it by almost 0.3 of a second. And the race itself was historic. Botswana took gold in 2 minutes 54.47 seconds, 3rd fastest ever. South Africa grabbed silver in 2 minutes 55.07 seconds, 5th fastest ever. 3 of the fastest relay times in history, all run on the same African track on this same night. Afterward, Pillay talked about the rivalry with Botswana. "We still have to fight each other to get that medal," he said. "I think I ran like a madman." South Africa had not always been seen as a 400-meter nation. Now, 2 African neighbors are battling it out at the top. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy deep athlete stories like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is Athlete Feeds, and we'll see you in the next one.